Ta-da!
Who's that?
This is our dog Gracie.
This is our new dog Gracie. We took her in. We're gonna clothe her and feed her and love her and love her so much.
She wants her bone. I just took it from her. Ready, jump!
Okay. Here we go.
Honeymoon video.
Honeymoon video. What happened during our honeymoon? This is a great question. Right off the bat, we decided to go and drive all the way down to California. Our plan was that we were going to go down to Disney and spend a couple days there, and then we would hit Universal. We didn't even think about Six Flags. On the way down, we were going to go to the Redwoods, which we did, and then we were going to go to San Francisco, stop through there, which that's a story in and of itself. But we left Sunday night, so the day right after our wedding, and we decided to take our new 2012 Subaru Forester.
That we just got in December.
Color green or blue, yet to be determined. Everybody's confused about our color. But, so, yeah, you want to take it?
So, everything was great. We left Sunday around 5 and drove straight to the Redwoods.
Bruce?
Yes, my dear?
Where are we at?
We're in California!
Specifically?
Specifically at the Redwood Forest.
We're driving through it right now?
Yeah. We just entered it. And we got to the Redwoods around 1 o'clock in the morning, stayed the night, and then we decided to drive through the Redwoods and do the weird, I don't even know what it's called, but there's like the tram thingy where you go through the Redwoods and the little gift shop and everything. We're at the trees of a mystery.
That again?
You pay $32 to see trees.
Yeah, where are we at? What's the Skytrain?
I don't even know what it is.
Doors are shut in.
To be honest. Why are you scared of heights?
I don't know. Isn't that like super ironic because I'm tall?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Just falling. I think falling is like scary.
Oh.
It's like,
If you die before you hit the ground, you'd be fine.
yeah, that's what I'm scared of. Like,
But you're not scared of death.
instant death. That would be. I would be scared of that.
You're weird.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Look at those beautiful eyeballs. Look at them. I get to look into those for the rest of our lives. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we drove straight from the Redwoods to San Francisco and we made it.
It's the Golden Gate. We're on Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, it looks so stunning with the fog.
Yeah, it does. It's cool.
Oh my gosh! Hi Mom! Hi Dad!
I'd like to thank everybody from the wedding.
We'll be in the moment together, or we'll be in the moment forever.
where we found out that Kyle doesn't say no to people trying to sell him things on the side of the street very well.
I bought a mixtape
Uh-huh.
and I bought a sticker for $10.
Yes. And then we walked along the pier, we looked at all the little touristy shops. It's pretty much just a glorified Seattle, not gonna lie. But it was cool. It was nice to see. We were having a good time. And then on Tuesday afternoon, around 2, we decided that we were gonna drive straight to Anaheim because we wanted to go to Disneyland. So our car was running great, and we were driving straight through to Anaheim, and we're coming up the Grapevine, which is like a notoriously really tall, steep hill for like 6 or 7 miles or something along those lines. And we're driving up the hill, not thinking anything of it, jamming out to some music.
Jamming out to Paramore.
Paramore.
Plug Paramore.
Right. Jamming out to some Paramore. It's about 10:45, I think, at night. We're 90 miles or so from Anaheim. We already have our hotel booked, and all of a sudden the car revs up really, really high as we're going up the hill, and it starts knocking. And we pull over on the side of the road. We start trying to do some research. We figure it was just because we had filled up with the low quality of fuel and that it was having some issues with misfiring. So we pull back onto the road in the slow lane with our emergency flashers on, and I'm driving like 40 miles an hour, trying not to get ran over by any semis. The car is still knocking, and all of a sudden the stability system light, the check engine light, and our cruise control light all come on at the same time. So we pull over. Thank the Lord that we were at the top of the hill. We had cell reception. We were able to pull off on the side of the road and not get ran over by anybody. So we go online, we call a tow truck, we book a hotel in the nearest city, which is Lebec.
And it's only 3 miles away. We're so lucky.
And they had a Holiday Inn Express. Shout out to Christina. You are our girl. Seriously.
You are fantastic.
And we check in at the Holiday Inn Express, and we have our car towed to the nearest auto repair shop, and we just pray that it's not anything too serious, and we stay the night in Lebec. And then the next morning, we left our keys in a note, and we asked the mechanic to call us in the morning and do a diagnostics tool, and we are told that our engine is bad on a brand new car.
It's done. Like, it's blown up. Done.
They were saying we had ran out of oil somehow, which we were checking, and we had no lights on, and the levels were all normal. And that's all we had known at that point in time, was we needed to replace the engine. We ran out of oil, and they were quoting us $6,500 to get it done. So we decided to do some more research. We called family back home, and we started looking around at different auto mechanic shops in Lebec, or a way to tow home, or if family needed to come out and get us. So we went out to lunch at this little Mexican food restaurant, and the waitress was the sweetest lady and asked us what was going on and if she could help, and gave us the name of a new mechanic in town. So we had our car towed from the previous mechanic to a new mechanic and had him do some diagnostics on it. Turns out it still was the motor, and we still had ran out of oil somehow, and that they could replace it. Well, the only issue is by now it is Wednesday afternoon.
Yep.
And Kyle has to be back at school in 1 week on that Thursday. So we had asked, that sounds perfect, he could do it for a lower price, but he couldn't get it to us in time. There was no way to get it fixed. Right, so we can't get out of there in time. So now we're just trying to figure out how to tow our car home. We figured honeymoon's over, no big deal, we're just gonna have our car towed home, or have one of, my dad was planning on coming out to get us and towing the car home, and we'd get it repaired back home, and then we would be fine with it. But we didn't want our family to have to drive the 14 hours that it took to get to Lebec, and have to drive the 14 hours home if we could just figure out how to tow it home ourselves. So we started looking at U-Haul places in our area, in our vicinity. And Kyle had found one that was like 2 miles or something from our hotel.
Yeah.
And so we decided to call. And we were asking about if there was a way to tow a 2012 Subaru Forester home. And I'm talking to the guy on the phone, and he goes, well, why would you want to tow it home if I could fix it for you?
Like, what? Oh, okay, that's bold. That's all right. You're gonna fix it, U-Haul man. But what's funny is there's a like trifecta of businesses that are all intertwined there in Lebec. It's really smart. They add up like either it's a U-Haul, it's a American Auto place, and then it's also a Hertz rental service.
He said that he needed to talk to the mechanic to make sure that they could do it, but they didn't see a problem with it. So we get a call back the next morning with a lower quote saying that they would tow the car from the shop that they were at to their shop and they would fix the car for us, give us a rental car, and have the car done in less time. So we're thinking like, what in the world? So now we are on Thursday morning and they pick up our car, they take it to their shop, and they take us to their shop so we can get a rental car. So, because they felt bad because we were on a honeymoon, they decided to upgrade us to a 2017 Mustang convertible for the same rate as the just standard car. So we were able to cruise around, and it was unlimited mileage, and we could have it for a full week, which we didn't think that we were going to use it for that long because our car was going to be done by like Saturday. So we got our rental car, we stayed at the hotel that day, Kyle had to do homework, but then we were so excited because we were actually able to go and do some stuff. So Friday we went to Six Flags where we had a really fun time. Kyle didn't fit on all the roller coasters, which is probably a good thing for me because I probably didn't need to go on them anyways, but we ate a bunch of food and we went on all the rides.
What?
Ready?
Yeah. Yo!
Lift my heart up when the rest of me is down. You enchant me even when you're not around. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down.
And then on Saturday, we got front of the line passes for Universal, so we drove into LA and we did Universal Studios. We did the backlot tour. We didn't have to wait online in any of the rides because we had little VIP passes, and that was super, super fun and really awesome. Pier and went to the beach and ate some good food. We were supposed to leave on Saturday, but a bunch of issues came up with not getting the motor in and they had to get it shipped to us, so we weren't leaving until Tuesday or Wednesday. So we went back to the hotel and got everything ready to leave by Tuesday night or Wednesday morning at the very latest. Tuesday rolls around, we hadn't had any word, we still were stuck in the hotel. And so we had called them, and on Wednesday morning the car was supposed to be done. And so we packed everything up, checked out of our hotel, and we go to pick up the car and it's not working. So we weren't actually able to leave Lebec until Wednesday at 4 p.m. and we had a 14-hour drive ahead of us. We had to be back in Portland by 6 p.m. on Thursday. So we had to drive from like 4 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the morning to get to Redding, California. And then the next morning we left Redding and drove all the way home, pulling into the school driveway at 5:51. And Kyle got all of his homework done on the trip, and we made it safely. Thank the Lord in heaven. We had a very, very interesting honeymoon, mind you.
So I stormed in through the doors at 5:55, and I had to give my presentation there also. So yeah, I had to prepare for that while we were in the car for 7 hours, and yeah,
14 hours.
that day 7
Oh
hours.
yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. It was
Yeah.
really fun. But the trip overall, everything was so, even though like it sounds like a bad dream, it was really, really nice. We got to spend 12 days on our honeymoon, and even the bad stuff that happened, it was really awesome because I'm gonna get really cheesy right here, but I could spend it with the person that I love. And every single problem that happened, we weren't like mad at each other. We were like, okay, well, how do we handle this and strategically like get through this? So I think that's really, really good to do that with your partner. And it makes things a lot easier. Yeah.
So anyways, we are planning on doing a phase 2 to our honeymoon where we are able to go to Disneyland and maybe do a cruise or something like that. But this is what our first honeymoon looked like. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but we actually did have a lot of fun. And I know Kyle is going to put some clips in where we were just being big goofballs. But we had so many questions on what happened and where we were and how was it. And so we just wanted to let you guys know that is what happened. But we are home safe. We had a great time. Our car still needs a little bit of work done on it, but it is working and alive. We are working and alive, and we are hoping to have many more of these random weird videos for you guys.
So also, every year that our anniversary comes around, I'm going to buy a car, and we're going to destroy it on the Grapevine.
Yep.
And stay in Lebec. Go and go and say hi to Christina at the Holiday Inn because she's fantastic. She's probably going to be running the place. But yeah, we're just going to do that every year now.
Yeah.
Lebec, better watch out.
Better watch out.
We're coming back. Yeah.
Honeymooners, phase 2.
Right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that's what happened. So stay tuned for our wedding video. That's going to be cool, and then all the pictures that are coming out from Nicole and Alex. Bing bing shots. Lit.
Good. I can't believe this just we do it at the same time. We need a dab to close out the video. Right, 1, 2, 3.